Hello everyone, it is Ashley back at the Silver Bay Public Library once again, bringing you guys a read aloud. For today, we are going to be reading once again The Lost Jewels of Nabooti by R.A. Montgomery, which is a choose-your-own adventure story. And just a quick overview in case you didn't read or didn't hear the last video, which you should totally go and check out again. Choose-your-own adventure stories means you'll read a little bit, and then you'll be faced with two, or maybe more, but for this book, two choices such as go on the airplane or go by a taxi cab, in which case you'll jump forward a bit and to the choice that you made, which means there's a bunch of possible endings in this story. Last time I think we went through two, maybe three, but I think two different endings, so we'll check out a few more endings this time. This does mean that I'll start again from the introduction, but then I'll try to consciously make different choices than I made last time, and we might check out a few of the books from this series because they are so fun. But without much further ado, I think I'm going to jump right in, and we will see where the story takes us. So, let us go to page 1. Halfway through your summer vacation, you get an urgent telegram from your cousins Peter and Lucy. Need your help finding the jewels of Nabooti. Fly to Boston at once. Bring passport. Danger. Be careful. Peter and Lucy. After reading the telegram several times, you are still puzzled. You remember the jewels. Who could forget them? The 2 diamonds shone like the sun's reflection off a glacier, and the 2 rubies were like the eyes of a jungle creature at night. Peter's father had bought them from a trader in Morocco many years ago. The trader had been nervous about the sale, but also anxious to get rid of the jewels. 2 days later, Peter's father had returned to the Kashba to ask more about the jewels, only to find the stall closed. A small sign announced the sad and unfortunate death of the stall owner, a Mr. Abdul Said. That same day, he received a letter at his hotel demanding the return of the jewels. The letter warned him that his life was in danger if he did not return them. He ignored the letter, but he always hinted about the strange and mysterious powers the stones held. Peter and Lucy tell you the jewels have been stolen from a museum show in Paris. What can you do to help your cousins find them? You pack your bags and leave your house in New Orleans and fly to Boston. You glance over your shoulder, nervously searching for followers. Peter and Lucy meet you at the airport. We don't have much time, Peter announces. If you agree to help, take the plane to Paris tomorrow afternoon. From Paris, you'll fly to Morocco. You'll have to hurry. But Peter, you complain, I don't understand what this is all about. You will when you read this letter. Here, it reads, the jewels of Nabooti are 4 keys to the hidden wisdom and wealth of a secret African tribe. Those who have the jewels either enjoy health and fame or they suffer agony beyond belief. The current owners of the jewels must guard against their being lost or stolen. They must wait to hand them over to the appointed messenger of Nabooti. Loss of the jewels could mean death. You are puzzled by the letter. Peter and Lucy try to reassure you, but the truth is that their lives have been threatened if they continue to search for the jewels. They have asked you to search for the jewels because you are unknown to the thieves. You will be relatively safe as anyone can be on the trail of the jewels of Nabooti. So we can either go on tomorrow's plane to Paris or demand more time and extra help. We went to Paris right away last time, so I think we're going to demand more time, information, and extra help, at least for this time around the story. Hey, I can't just hop on another plane. I just don't know enough about what is happening. Peter looks at you and shrugs his shoulder. I don't blame you. Let's go back to my house. You take a long roundabout route to his house to shake off followers. That night over dinner, the story of the jewels comes out. Peter says, 3 times in recent years, messages have come demanding their return to the Nabooti tribe. Our father refused to be frightened into returning the jewels. Lucy quickly adds, it wasn't just that they were worth a small fortune. Dad believes in the legends about the jewels. He knew the jewels had strange and magical powers. And of course, then he was killed in that tragic accident, Peter reminds you. You remember the detail of that awful event. Your uncle was stepping onto a sailboat from a dock on a perfectly calm day. Then the boat suddenly moved. Your uncle slipped between the boat and the dock and was crushed. And his last words to Peter and Lucy were, protect the jewels at all costs. Peter was spooked by his father's words. A short time after, he received a note directing him to deliver the jewels to a rug merchant in Tangier, a Moroccan city. Before I had a chance, 3 men broke into the house, bound me hand and foot, and stole the jewels, he finishes. Crash! As you and your cousins talk, the window is shattered by a shotgun blast. No one is hurt, but you are still terrified. A musical chime plays and Peter, shaking, scrambles for the phone. That's strange. No one but my family knows this number. When he picks up, it is a deep voice saying, "Give up now or else. This is just a warning." Click. The phone goes dead. A wind blows in the trees outside the broken window. The three of you stare at each other. We can either give up or go in search for the jewels of Nabooti. And now, I'm not one to give up, so I think we're going to go and do some searching. You look at Peter and Lucy for a long time. Then, as if someone else were speaking for you, you tell them, "I can't... Wait. Here, I think I might have screwed up the pages, which is an issue. No, okay, we have it correct. You look at Peter and Lucy for a long time. Then, as if someone else were speaking for you, you tell them, "I can't do it. We'll all get killed. Give up. Get the police. Let them handle it." Silence. Peter and Lucy both look away. Finally, Peter speaks. "But you've got to help us. You're our only hope." "Okay, but it's too big for us." You hesitate to turn down your cousins, who sound desperate. "Wait a minute. Maybe I can get Beach Muzzle to help. Beach is an adventurer, a private detective, and a good person to have around in an emergency." So we can either get in touch with Muswell, or... if you get in touch with Muswell and he agrees to go, or if Muswell is nowhere to be found. I mean, private detectives are cool, right? So let's try to get in touch with him. Peter and Lucy are not happy with the delay involved in getting Beach Muswell to Boston, yet you are convinced that Muswell is essential to your success. Over a lunch of tacos and refried beans, the three of you discuss the problems of the global search for the lost jewels. The telephone's ring interrupts the calm of the moment. "Hello, this is the FBI calling. We are sorry to report that a Mr. Beach Muswell has been kidnapped from the East Side Air Terminal in New York by a gang of jewel thieves. A note was left with one of the bus drivers saying that he will be killed if you continue your search for the jewels. I think we had better get together for a talk. I'll send a car out for you right away." That's it. It's too much for us. Let's quit while we're still alive. Peter and Lucy look at you and nod in agreement. The end. Well, that wasn't much of a fun ending. So how about we go back? I actually want to try to get to Morocco. So how about we go back to the very beginning, and instead of asking for more information, we just go straight to Paris. Sound good? Alright. Fasten your seatbelts. So, actually, I will read the last paragraph and then go on. You were puzzled by the letter. Peter and Lucy try to reassure you, but the truth is that their lives have been threatened if they continue to search for the jewels. They have asked you to search for the jewels because you are unknown to the thieves. You will be relatively safe as anyone can be on the trail of the jewels. Now we're going to fly to Paris. Fasten your seatbelts. Put your seat backs in an upright position. Turn off all electronic devices. Flight 231 for Paris is now ready for takeoff. The flight attendant explains about emergency procedures, but you listen with only half an ear. Then there is the roar of the jet engines as the plane rushes down the runway and leaps into the air. Turning away from the small plane window, you notice that the person sitting next to you is doodling on a pad. Long, narrow fingers grasp the gold pen tightly. They are bloodless white. What is creepier still is they have no nails. You sneak a closer look at his face and see eyes that reflect no light, a thin mouth showing no lines at the corners, and a closely shaven jaw. A mustache hides a scar that runs from the nostril to the corner of the mouth. You look down and see that the scribbles on the pad are diamond-shaped. They seem to spell out the word Nabooti. A shiver of fear races through you. This cannot be a coincidence. The person next to you certainly knows who you are. He too must be looking for the missing jewels. Fatigue overcomes your fear and you fall into a troubled sleep. When you awaken, you are over the English Channel descending towards Paris. Would you care to share a taxi into Paris, my friend? It is the man next to you. You started his words as though a knife were tickling the back of your neck. Why, I don't know. Where are you going? It is a pretty lame way to delay your answer, but you need to do some fast thinking. The stranger fixes you with an eerie stare and says, "We are searching for the same thing. I need your help and you need mine." You have a sudden vision of a strange man beckoning you into his taxi. We can either get in the cab or make excuses. Last time we made excuses, so I kind of want to get into the cab, but you normally shouldn't get into cabs with strangers, so remember that. But For this, we're going to get in the cab. A row of taxis meet you at the entrance to the airport. You and your strange companion jump in one and roar off to the center of Paris. The ride is fast and dangerous. Your driver doesn't seem to think that there are any rules to the road. Then you are standing on the sidewalk in front of a small cafe. Your companion motions to a waiter inside and tells you, "One moment, all is ready." The waiter scurries away, only to return a minute later with 2 glasses and a note asking you to meet a man named Molatawa at the table in the back of the restaurant. He is our contact here in Paris. Listen to what he says, but be careful. Watch the doors and windows. Our enemies are about. So we can either take a seat on the left near the door or with our back to the wall. I mean, if your back is to the wall, kind of like I am now, I can see everything in front of me. So I think we're going to have our back to the wall. You remember reading somewhere that it is safest if you sit with your back to the wall. That way no one can sneak up on you from behind. The waiter hovers over your table for a minute, taking your order. Then Molatawa appears. At least you assume that is Molatawa, and takes a seat next to you. He is a handsome man of about 25 years of age. There are tribal scars on his cheeks, 2 rows of 3 lines each. The multicolored African shirt fits loosely over his frame. "Thank you for agreeing to meet with me. It's good that you came. Perhaps we can recover the lost jewels with each other's help." You nod in general agreement. "But who are you?" Molatawa looks at you for a moment, and then says, "I am a prince of the ancient Nabuti tribe. We ruled a large region of Africa for many, many years before Africa was taken by European countries. We were fair and just. The jewels are a powerful symbol of our leadership. They have magic powers. They can confuse the evildoers and stop the bad. We must have them back to continue our work." You are impressed with his words and his princely bearing. "If you wish, you can meet my father, the king, here in Paris, or you can go now to Senegal, where my people are." So we can either meet his father or go to Senegal. I kind of want to meet the king. I mean, who wouldn't want to meet royalty, right? Unfortunately, you never meet with Molatawa's father. While waiting for the metro subway to take you across Paris to the king, 2 men posing as street musicians push you off the platform. You fall onto the 3rd rail, electrocuted. It's all over for you. Too bad. The end. So, clearly we can't go see the king. So, instead of that, let's backpedal to go, instead of seeing the king, how about we go and see, or go, how about we go to Senegal? Senegal, a beautiful country on Africa's Atlantic coast, was a French colony until its independence almost 50 years ago. Probably longer now, I don't know when this book came out. It has been relatively peaceful with a healthy economy. You soon find yourself in Dakar, the busy and colorful capital in this West African country. Come with me, my friend. Here in Dakar, you'll be safe. All the people know of the jewels of Nabuti. We will be helped whenever we ask for it. Now, as you enter the Grand Hotel, a siren shrieks, and both of you spin about to see a car scream around the corner. It's headed right for the hotel, only there is a problem. There is no one in it. It smashes into the hotel lobby and barely misses you and Molatawa. Was this an accident? If you think it was, turn the page, and if you think it was not an accident, go to a different page. Now, I don't think this was just any accident, so we're going to go to page 48. This was a phony accident if you ever saw one. 2 policemen arrive and explain that it was a terrible mistake. The police driver stepped out of the car and forgot to put on the emergency brake, they say. They are embarrassed and they apologize for the accident. You are not satisfied with the quick explanation and apology. Something is wrong. You decide to examine the wrecked car. You cross the lobby to the car and open the car door. Pinned to the steering wheel is a note with your name on it. It reads, "We won't give up. Go back where you belong." There's a sign of 2 crosses at the bottom. You are not sure just what that means, but you are sure that it spells nothing good for you. This is certainly no accident. The moment you leave the hotel, you are surrounded by police officers who claim that this police car was stolen minutes before. One of them say, "The note is addressed to you. You must come with us to police headquarters. Stealing an official car is serious business." You protest, but they refuse to listen to you. Off you go to see the commissioner of police. Should you tell them about the lost jewels, or should you pretend that you know nothing? You decide to come clean and tell the whole story. The chief of police listens politely to your story. He tells you that he too believes in the jewels of Nabuti, and that he will help you recover them. "Allow me to introduce you to my aide, Sorry, this will be a kind of bad pronunciation, but Uobesa Sol One, a Senegalese from the north by the Senegal River. You shake hands with Uobesa. He presents you with 3 options in your quest. We can consult a shaman, try to contact the tribe directly, or we can search into Car. I mean, I'm sure the best thing to do would probably to talk to the tribe itself. So, where should you look for the Nabuti tribe? There isn't any listing in the phone directory, no fax number, no email address, not even a website. They are a nomadic tribe that wanders from the southern part of Senegal to Chad to the edge of the Sahara. An article in the local newspaper catches your eye. The Nabuti tribe was reported heading toward Lake Chad. You rent a twin-engine light plane and fly to the huge, shallow lake just south of the Sahara. The pilot swoops down low over the water, and an enormous flock of flamingos take off, turning the horizon pink. You read the guidebook you brought with you, and it warns the traveler. Don't swim in this lake. It is filled with parasites that can kill you. Your plane crosses airspace held by a revolutionary guerrilla group. You are forced to land at an unused airstrip near the old French town called Fort Lamy, home of the Foreign Legion. When you land the plane, you are surrounded by people with rifles pointed at you. Oh my, things are getting intense. You can try to take off again, or get out of the plane and hold my hands up. Now, I don't want to get shot, so I think we're going to go out of the plane. You strike a bargain with the leader of this band of cutthroats. They lead you to the Nabuti tribe camped peacefully on the shores of Lake Chad. The jewels have been returned. The power of peace is flowing in the world. Congratulations on a job well done. The end. Now, that was a pretty straightforward way to return the jewels. So, I think we've accomplished our mission for the day. On Wednesday, I might read this book one more time just to see if we can get some more fun endings, and I will probably jump to one of our other Choose Your Own Adventure stories. But remember, come in, check out this book, because there are hundreds, if not thousands, of different, fun, interesting endings for you guys to explore. So, thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day, and bye-bye.